Hello, all you wonderful people out there in Facebook land. I haven't done a Facebook video in a while, so I'm diving in. I've got something really important to share, and that's come out of some training that I was doing this morning and a Facebook Live that I've just come off doing for our Academy members. And actually, I wanted to come and share it with you in a slightly different format so that you can actually get a little bit of the love that we've been doing at the same time. So I can see a couple of people coming on, so I'm not sure, maybe you can write a comment and see if it pops up and I see it. So I'm actually going to not waste much of your time. I'm going to get straight on with this. Are you getting the results that you want to from the effort that you're making? Now, I know as well as you do that we are people, human beings are people, that we will just keep doing the same thing that we're doing, faster, harder, speedier, whatever it is, just to try and get better at doing something. And so I often think of this as, are we actually getting value from the effort that we're making, or are we actually being efficient with the effort that we're making? And is it working? Like the results that you get from your singing, is it actually translating into what you want, which is maybe more enjoyment, more freedom, better experiences when you practice, if you practice at all, better experiences in the choir so that you don't fatigue out and tire out at the end of it? Are you actually, have you even thought about the results that you actually want to get from the effort that you're making? Now, some people have and some people haven't, but I want to just point you in this direction today to look at how it's going. What are you doing, right now that's actually working for you, and what isn't working for you? Because I don't know about you, but I see this time and time again. Oh, brilliant. I've got some people coming. Janine, fantastic. I see people time and time again. And what happens is they just keep trying to change something by going faster and harder at it with the same level of effort and thinking that they've already got going on. Now, I've got a real kind of love of a quote by Einstein, which said, we cannot change things at the level of thinking that created them. But we don't know what that is. So we often speed things up or just go at it harder, or we go what I call shopping for solutions. That's it. I should actually choose this. Are we shopping for solutions, okay, in order to get the results that we want? So if we're shopping for solutions in our information-rich age, we're going to come across a couple of things. We're going to come across some big, bold promises. We're going to come across YouTube videos. We're going to come across Facebook Lives like mine. We're going to come across resources. We're going to come across teachers. We're going to come across a whole load of stuff when we are shopping for solutions, okay? And the people that are telling us that it can help us could be telling us the truth, genuinely probably want to help us, probably have a very rich heritage of experience to help us, but we're shopping for solutions. We're shopping for a quick fix of what's going on. Now, if you think that I'm going to suddenly tell you need to slow it all down and work for years at this, then I'm not. So please listen in. I'm not going to tell you that at all. What I am going to tell you is what might be working and what might not be working for you right now, based on the results that you're having, and what to do about that moving forward. So what might be working? You might be actually going out and doing a fairly decent job with your singing week on week, week after week, okay? And it's doing all right, it's doing the job, okay? Happy days. Now, if you are enjoying that and that's working, it is actually working. So you can look at the situations and you go, is there anything, first of all, that I would actually like to have a better experience of, i.e. it's working, but a better experience of this would be nicer. Now, I liken that to, say, for instance, we're always going out and buying, a certain brand of chocolate, and we're a little bit nervous about trying a new brand of chocolate because we don't know if we like it, although that might be a bad example because I haven't met a single person that just won't snuffle any type of chocolate unless they're a real connoisseur, to be quite fair, especially if we're hungry. So let's just stay with chocolate for the minute, Some people don't like white chocolate. It's a complete turn off for them. And other people absolutely adore it. So most of the time, say if we're in the market for milk chocolate, Okay, not hi Natty. If we're in the, I'm going to use an analogy of chocolate here because I'm clearly off on one on chocolate. But let's look at when we're looking at what's already working. Like we're eating chocolate, i.e., the analogy is we're going out there and we're singing, and it's kind of working. It's all right. It's doing its job. We're getting somewhere with it. We're enjoying what we're doing week after week. So it's like we're just picking up the same brand of chocolate every single time we shop because we know we can rely on it. We know we can trust it. Okay. And then one day you kind of, you go to the supermarket and then suddenly there's extra brands of chocolate on the shelves for you to look at. Or when you're going out singing, there's other singers and they might be, they might be offering a different flavour. They might be really good. They might not be really good. They might be new. They might be experienced. You might be interested by what you're seeing. Now, if you're just used to going out and doing the same thing, then you're going to get results. Now, some people might be like going, I really like the results I'm getting fairly good engagement. I like what I'm doing. No problem. Why would I bother to change brands of chocolate? Why would I bother to even look elsewhere? If it ain't broke, don't fix it is a real common example that I see with singers. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't want to go work on my voice anymore because after all, I'm such a star, it might cramp my style. Somebody actually shining a light on my voice and my ability, well, I might kind of lose all my confidence and I might suddenly, they might tell me I'm not very good. That's not what a good vocal coach or good resources are designed to do, by the way. However, that is a great defense mechanism to keep us out there buying the same brand of chocolate. Now, I'm a real fan of this TV show at the moment. I watch it with my daughter all the time and it totally cracks me up, which is Eat Well for Less, right? Now, the reason why I love it is because they go in there and often there's a whole load of there's people in the family and they end up buying the same brands all the time. And the idea is that, they can get better value from their shop and they can go out there and eat well for less. Now, the interesting thing about this program, Eat Well for Less, that I absolutely bloody love, is that sometimes what you find is that they don't always go for a cheaper alternative. A lot of times they do, but sometimes they don't, because they're looking for certain things that actually are a better quality experience of the thing that you want to eat and that you love eating. So if you notice, sometimes they don't swap the family's brand, if you ever watched it. So if you haven't, you need to go catch up because it's just brilliant. So anyway, moving on. So we tend to get really stuck in buying the same brand, or for singers doing the same thing, okay? And we don't consider, because we get a little bit kind of stuck in the rut. The thing works, it does the job. So why would I bother changing? And at the same time, I'm getting an okay experience of it. I would like a better one. That's why I said, how many results are you getting from the effort that you're making? What solutions are we continually shopping for or using the effort for? Because actually the truth is we are infinitely creative, and the voice and the human being and the artistry inside of us and the capacity to develop ourselves and our musicianship is exponentially bigger than what I see 99% of people tap into. And the reason why it used to fascinate me as to why people wouldn't necessarily want to develop that, okay? And the reason why I realized that people don't want to develop that is because there's a lot of fear around changing brands, doing something different, looking at what we're actually consuming or what we're doing, even the efforts that we're doing it with. There's a bit of fear around looking at that, and because we think that somebody's going to tell us that we're not as good as we hope we are or think we are, and we think somebody's going to kind of strip us apart, take us all back and go, you need me for the rest of your life because you're not very good, and I'm telling you you're not very good. And that sometimes is a perception of learning, and what I call intentional learning. We've got this perception. So most singers don't turn up to do anything about their voice until either they got a nodule, either they've got an opportunity that they keep failing at or missing out because the thing now isn't actually working at the level that they needed to work at. And now you come in and going, baby bird, baby word, fix me, fix me, fix me, so I can just go out and just do it again. and that doesn't work. It does not have to take a long time to fix, but it does not work if you're looking for a fix, a last minute fix, and you end up shopping for solutions last minute. Have you panic buying at Christmas? My husband's got this down to a T. Panic buying at Christmas. 24th of December, buying up whatever's left at whatever price in the shop because we've left it too late. Now, there is that kind of singer. But I think there's 80% of singers that are kind of what I call they're in the coasting bit. You know, there's a small percentage of singers that are intentional about their learning, and they are intentional about their development. And I'm telling you, it's such a small percentage because it's so much easier to just keep buying the same brand or keep doing the same thing and actually just not even realize that, you know, when suddenly you get a different result and it's a better result, how exponentially that can change the game for us. One of my favorite phrases to singers is, you do not need many keys to open your front door. Yeah, if you're locked outside, if your potential is like, imagine your house right now, okay? You got keys, okay? Now, if I came along, like YouTube to me is like coming along and taking a whole bunch of keys and handing them to you, okay? And you're looking for a solution and going, it's in there. It's in the keys. There you go. There's the keys. There's good stuff in there, because there actually is. There's good stuff in there, but off you go, get those keys and just try them out. And you just look at, let's just imagine how much, you know, I did a resource thing on even just vocal coaches on and vocal resources on YouTube. And there was probably like 300-400. Now imagine I hand you a bunch of 300 keys right now. You're looking for a solution right now, or maybe you're open to a solution, or you're interested in finding about something else about your voice, and I hand you a bunch of 300 keys. Now you've got to go look at each one. Now, after about 5 or 6, you're going to start getting tired. But either you're not going to see where the solution is because you haven't got enough understanding, or you're asking the right questions at the moment about what that, you know, what key you actually need to unlock your own potential, your front door here. So you haven't seen it because you've got 300 keys, or even more as more and more goes up in resources. Or you're stood outside refusing to take a key, refusing to open the door. So no, I will not take your key. My potential is locked inside that door. That is my house of potential. It's locked right outside of there. But you know what? I'm not going to take your key. I'm not going to invest in your key, because if I invest in your key, if I buy that key from you, how do I know it's going to unlock my door? And you know what? I'm quite all right. I like living on the streets. I like living on the streets of my vocal potential. I don't want to go inside the house here. I don't want to find out what treasures are in the room. I don't want to go down there. That seems crazy to us, but that is what we do every single day. It's what I call the 80% of singers, okay? 10% of singers will intentionally learn. 10% of singers will wait until they're in crisis situation and then they'll need surgery, or they'll need to go and sort themselves out. 80% of singers are stood outside their potential, like their own house, at their own front door, and they're either looking at a bunch of 300 keys all the time, going, oh, which one shall I try today then? I can't get him. Oh, I'll spend another day outside my front door. Or they will look at a solution, they'll see a solution, and then they'll go, nah, I think I prefer it out here. Oh, it's a bit cold. You know, I get rained on. I sometimes get an awful lot of coughs, you know, but I'm used to it. I'm used to living out on the streets. I'm used to living with the only potential that I've got right now. I'm used to it. So let's just leave it at that. And I want to impress upon you how totally mental that is, okay? So with the amount of, if you think about it, self-development books on the shelves, YouTube videos, resources out there, because I personally absolutely love the online platform. 30 years ago, when I first had my very first singing lesson, 30 odd years, actually probably more than that, but 33 years ago, I did not have the capacity to listen back to a Facebook Live, to stay with the person, you know, and listen again to that wisdom over and over and over again. I didn't have the ability to go back daily and ask questions at all 30 years ago. That wasn't available to us. Now the online platform has completely opened up that. And guess what? we're shopping for solutions, we're holding bags of keys, or we're refusing the solution that somebody can start us off with, and we're saying, you know what, no, I'm going to stay right outside the front door of my potential. When you only need to know, you need somebody or something, you need either one thing, somebody that understands you, singers, voices, performance, or you need to understand yourself enough to be able to choose the right key to go into your front door and start to choose all of the treasures, to unlock all of the treasures that you and your performing and ability and artistry are capable of finding. So why don't we? Because of those two things that I've said, because we're shopping for solutions with a consumer mind that does not understand that actually, if you truly buy one thing, and I don't mean it's my thing, so don't get that one. It's like you need to be able to go somewhere where somebody can understand, if you don't understand it yourself, where somebody can understand and help you understand the one key thing that you need to be doing and understanding right now that's going to exponentially open the door to your ability and unlock more of your potential, more of your enjoyment, more of your confidence, more of your joy in the whole thing. So why did I even create the online academy? Why didn't I stay as a one-to-one teacher? Because you can tell I'm kind of passionate about this kind of stuff. Because I realized for many, many years that I started off teaching. And first of all, this is what teachers go through, okay? So I've done a 10-year teaching journey, so I know exactly what we go through. So teachers go through 3 phases, okay? Certainly lots of them if they start teaching, unless they're what I call a performer that's finished performing, or they're trying to be a performer and they're only teaching part-time because they don't necessarily want to do that full-time or you know, care. So when somebody's teaching and they desperately want to help somebody, the first thing that they fall into is they want to make you feel good. So by doing the things that make you feel good in the lesson, or telling you things, or you try and find somebody that makes you feel good, or then you'll go back, and we like good feelings, because good feelings, you know, we also like good feelings in our singing. If somebody makes us feel good, then we love that, because that just, you know, it strokes us a little bit. And that's okay. That's a great place to start, okay? And then what happens is the teacher starts to understand voice a bit more, and they start to, you know, they start to see the potential in people, and then the teacher wants to fix people, okay? So we start to go like, you know, do these exercises because these are the best exercises in the world. Follow this method because it's the best method in the world, and it's the only method that does this. Don't follow this person, follow that person. Don't do this exercise, do that exercise. So what we start to do is we start to push fixes at people, and that buys into our shopping for solutions problem, okay? Because we are shopping for solutions. We're wanting the key to open the front door, to unlock all of the, you know, what I call better results with less effort. We're inherently that kind of thing. That's why we've evolved things like the microwave and the dishwasher and the washing machine, because we actually want to be able to do the job, but we want to do it more efficiently, and we want to be able to do more of it better, quicker. So we've got to look at how we do that. And there's some fundamental keys that we have to understand in order to unlock the ability and the imagination and the creativity to do that. You know this is true. Come on, okay? So teachers try and fix people, and we use great marketing in order to get that message across that we can fix you. And there was one big problem when I was going through that phase in my teaching, thank God it was many years ago now, but it was going through that, when one student looked at me and he said, do you know what, Angela, I think you want this more than I do. And the penny dropped, because I was expending all of my energy to try and help him realize his potential, when really he was quite content to sit outside his own front door and go, you know what, thank you very much, but I quite like living on the streets of my voice, and I don't want to actually go into the warm and find out this great big house that's available to me. I'm kind of all right now. And you know what, that was all right too. It's like, or he was kind of going in and going, you know what, I might have a mansion that I've got capable for me in this. I might actually have a whole mansion, a voice, as it were. I've got so much in my voice that I can do, but actually I'm really quite content on living in the living room. Now, here's the deal. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're choosing it intentionally. that that's where you want to stop growing. And that's an interesting one, because as human beings, we are designed to evolve and grow. Just look at everything from the 13th century to the 21st century, and you'll see as human beings, we are designed to evolve and designed to grow. So we have to get hoodwinked, or we have to choose not to do that. And the easiest way for us at our moment in consumer society to choose not to do that is because we are overwhelmed with options and key solutions. And the issue is the more overwhelmed we are with options, the harder it is to choose the right solution, or to find somebody that becomes somebody that you trust to help you onto the journey to truly find what is the next thing that you need to be working on. Okay, and actually I do believe everything can become our teacher if we've got ears to hear. So what are we missing that's right under our nose here? We're missing the fact that with so much information at us, we think that it's information and more information that we need, or no information. We're looking for either the last minute result, or we are, not looking for any result at all. And actually, if you look at, you have to start to look, okay, what would make my experience of the thing that I'm doing right now better? Now, you might actually come up with the answer to that with, I actually don't know. If you come up with the answer, I've just got to do it harder and more, or I must practice harder and practice more, I want you to question that. Doing more to get better results actually isn't always the right option. But at the same time, sometimes doing more of the right thing will get you better results and make it easier for you every time. And what you have to understand about that is there is a key, there is your own key. Now, for me, where did my teaching evolve to? Where does it go now? What made me create the Academy? When actually the first time I ever even did a Facebook Live, you know what? I'm so glad I went past the fear of doing a Facebook Live, because the first time I ever did a Facebook Live, I think all my haters came up within 2 weeks. The first one said to me, what on earth are you doing these pointless Facebook Lives for? Okay, because everybody needs an individual solution. Okay, coming from the person I said, this is what you need to do to go and get a career. He went and did the thing to get a career, and he now has a career. But that was interesting to me, because had I stopped there, or even the second week when somebody said to me, you just need to lose some weight. Thanks. He was probably right, but you know what, there you go. But because we open ourselves up, if we're not careful, okay, we don't know what we're opening up to. But I changed why I was doing Facebook Lives and why I was coming on here and creating things like the Academy and doing these kind of events, these kind of Facebook Lives and teachings, is to educate and impress on you the thing that is right under your nose that you're not seeing. Which is, you actually simply need to find an environment where you can get your questions answered for the one next step that will move you forward, that will expand you, will make the very thing that you're doing right now better than you're currently doing it. So why that's important is because the opportunities that you want to have happen in your singing, in your career, in your voice, whatever it is, whether it's to join a choir, whether it's to get an album out, whatever it is, whatever your desire is, whether it's just to even learn how to pitch or to have more confidence in your voice, whatever that desire actually is right now, okay, if I don't teach you how to recognize it when it arrives and what you need to do to actually expand yourself right now in the moment, not looking for a solution over there or a tidbit or a scrap. If I don't teach you how to cook, basically, I got to teach you how to cook, not just how I can, I've got the best exercises in the world or not, or this person has all that. But if I do not teach you how to cook, then you can't know what food you need to eat, and therefore you can't feed yourself, and you remain a baby, and then you never grow, and then the opportunities don't present themselves to you. okay? Because most of the time, if somebody has an opportunity and they fall and they fail at it, and it does not give them the success or the leverage that they want from that opportunity, it's because they can't sustain it. They're not ready for it, even if they want it with all their heart. That's why you see on X Factor, that's why you see on Voice, or that's why you see, for me, every single local gig where you see the same people at the same things, doing the same stuff, getting nowhere, big fish in a very small pond and never breaking out of that. The reason is they are not ready for the bigger opportunity. They are missing some simple keys of how to make what they do better in the moment. And the reason why they're not making it better in the moment is because they don't know how to actually cook the right ingredients together to see what that is, to put the work in, to get the new results in a better way, right where they are now. And for me, I decided that I was going to evolve my teaching, completely evolve it, to helping people understand this core concept. And and the reason why it's so important is that there's a time when, you know, I'll hang up my singing clogs, right, my teaching clogs. But if I give you and share with you, and I'm able to help you understand how to lock into that, find the keys for your potential yourself, then you understand how to do that forever. And not only that, you can go teach that to somebody else. And that ability and understanding gets perpetuated and not just hidden. So that's my real reason for actually going on the online space, being passionate about creating things like the Academy, because being a consumer can work for you. And how it works for you is that when you come into something like an Academy or the resources, it's not that you're looking for a quick fix. What it is that you've got access 24/7, not only to version 1 of going through all of those resources, but you can ask questions, intelligent questions. You can get key upon key upon key. You can unlock door after door after door, and you can do it from the comfort of your own home, right where you are right now, getting all the help you need. 30 years ago, that was not possible for me. Okay? It was not possible. In fact, even 10 years ago, it wasn't as possible as it is now. But if you're shopping for the wrong solution, or you're not shopping at all because it gets confusing out there because you've got a bunch of 300 keys, then you've simply got to stop where you are right now and look at what it is that you enjoy about singing that's working for you. And how can I get more of that? Or if there's something that you're having to live with that you don't like, or you're not getting the, you know, as much out of it as you once did or that you want to, then there's another key there for you. So that's why it was so important for me to just pop on and do a training on this subject, okay? Because I know it's easy to watch a 5-minute video, but a 5-minute video, you know, I could show you the key. Here's a key. I can hand you a bunch of keys, but you are not going to know how to unlock that door for yourself unless you can get into somewhere, bed yourself in, dig down, start to use resources, start to work with somebody, start to ask intelligent questions about how I can do better with what I've got right now, so that the opportunities around me can start to reveal themselves and grow bigger and better. And then you suddenly find, you see, plants don't hop from pot to pot. They grow out of their pot. And you can be the same as a singer. Your opportunities can grow exponentially, but you've got to stop, you've got to dig down, and you've got to start working with something and someone at the level or affordability that you can in order to do it. You may not be able to come and work with me one-to-one on a private basis, but you can get all of that knowledge and the experts that I bring onto the table as well right into the Academy. So please consider having a look at it. Go and check it out. There is an offer on at the moment. So when you do sign up, you're going to get money off every single month for the next 12 months that you stay. If you can stay, you don't have to stay for 12 months. You can stay for a little bit, but the whole training goes over a 12-month period at less than the price of a Starbucks cup of coffee per day. So there's another one to consider. How much are you going when you just pop in and you spend a couple of quid every single day? And that couple of quid that you're spending every single day can completely get you to a stage where your pot is so big that the opportunities are falling over themselves to find you. If that rings a message to you, leave me a comment, and more than anything, come and join us. Come and join us in the academy and let me help you actually get better results with where you are and with less effort right now. Ciao, everybody. I'll speak to you soon.